Hey people, it's
Hey.
Poor Decisions 2023. I'm here, Anissa. Oh, I want to go by my full name this year. Anissa.
Ooh, not
Yeah,
Anissa. Sorry.
yes, Anissa and
Anna, but let's see if Anissa will get Anna for the rest of the episode. Sorry.
why? Because I always call you something else or something.
Yeah.
I
You
do,
start
I
with
do.
Anna, you don't end with
I
Anna.
don't end with Anna. Yeah, I don't.
Start as you mean to go on. Go on.
Maybe
go.
I just refer to you as Chica, because you love a good
Chica.
Chica. You do love a good Chica.
Chica.
Anyway, guys, it's our first episode of the year. We did take a little bit of a break, but you know, Christmas, New Year's, you have to breathe, you have to feel fresh, you have to
Reset, refresh,
exactly
revitalize. All
yes,
the R's.
energize.
Yes.
I was gonna say another R, but I have no idea. Revolutionize? No. No. So yes. Anyway, I guess let's start off quickly by. Did you have a good Christmas? Did you have a good New Year's?
I mean, well, we were together, but yes, I did have a good Christmas.
No, we weren't together for all of Christmas, but yeah.
Oh yeah, we weren't. I did, although everyone, not everyone, but a lot of people got sick before Christmas, like
Yeah.
really sick.
Yeah.
I was out, and I mean out.
Oh,
like,
no.
when I couldn't even sleep properly because I couldn't breathe in my sleep, and like the shenanigans of that had me up, and I'd be in the living room just trying to breathe or whatever. It was horrendous. However, I did manage to get it together. And Christmas Eve, although I was still a mess, Christmas Eve I was up in the kitchen, honey. I was making all my little things, honey. I was
And do you know what's
getting
crazy?
down in it.
In all that cooking you did, I didn't taste not one thing that you made.
Oh, that's true, right? You did. Well, to be fair, I did take my peach dessert back with me.
You did.
Yeah, because what did I make? It's not even a full-on spread, so like I'm not just
because you were
maybe
just
I'm
doing
hyping it too
dishes
much.
to contribute, right?
Yeah, what did I do? I think I just did a salmon, a jerk chicken, and I did 2 peach dump cakes, and I think that was it. I can't remember anything else.
I ain't tasted none of this peach
Oh
cake.
my god!
I've had the rest
Oh
of
my
your
gosh,
food.
that peach dump cake, fam.
What's it called? A peach dump cake?
Yeah, it's meant to be like peach dump cake. It's meant to be like a softer or a less work than a peach cobbler.
I don't even know what a peach cobbler is.
It's like I can't explain.
So is it like a pineapple upside down cake?
Absolutely not. No, cake is the wrong word. It's like a mixture. It's like a crumble, but not a crumble.
I think the word
It tastes
dump
more like
is
crumble.
throwing me off.
It can throw you off, but whatever it is, let me tell you something. It bangs and it bangs, and I had rave reviews on
your peach dump cake.
Yeah, my jerk chicken and my salmon. And if you want to see what the jerk chicken looks like, please go on Instagram at Licia Loves Food. You'll see, because it was pristine. I was there with my recipes and my this and my that, and the overnight I was doing the damn thing.
I don't mind that. Again, my issue is I haven't even seen a picture of this peach dump cake. That's why I'm sitting here listening to go, peach dump cake. So I want to see those things. But well done.
But yes, apart from that, it was fine. Sorry, how was yours?
Well, we only missed half a day with each other, really. But the half that I had without you, do you know what I really enjoyed? I got to do like the matching pajama stuff, not with a boo.
I was so upset by that, by the way.
Yeah, my older sister surprised me with matching pajamas. Like her and her like husband and kids always do it. And so then they got me one, and I, guys,
lost your mind,
I'm
nutty.
so happy about that. And so now, so obviously, first of all, I will say is they're such haters because they want to just take all these pictures in these matching family in the matching pajamas. They don't like the range that I give when taking pictures. Like they all want to do one pose, like a peace sign, smiley face, silly face. They love silly face.
What's the silly face? Because for the kids,
I don't know. Anyway, I give range and motion when I'm taking my pictures. We're just getting the best. And I also bring my own lighting, as we all know. I have to have my lighting.
That lighting will blind you.
But it will light. And they were hating on my pictures so bad. And let me tell you what the worst part was. Then, as I'm moving, changing poses in my pictures, they would change to do the exact same pose as me. And I'd say, stop copying me. We can't all be doing the same thing in the picture. So long story short, and then obviously on Christmas Day, I had 3 outfit changes. It was just hate upon haterville. But apart from that, it was cool.
You're so funny. Anissa did have 3 outfit changes. I was in full glam. I was in full glam. I had full intention. However, 1, time didn't allow between the sickness, the kitchen, and then the constant stops that I had. And then 2, I I think there was a point where I just couldn't. I could not rise to the occasion. But hopefully, one year I will be in full glam. I just don't know what that year will be.
I was full Lizam. I think it took me like 2.5 hours to do my makeup. What else has been going on since we've been off?
Well, several people have been sentenced or going to prison.
And several
that's an
people have
awful
died
segue.
as well. It's crazy.
Have they?
Like
Apart from-
Barbara Walters.
Oh my gosh, I
Lisa-
forgot about Barbara.
I was about to
Sorry.
say Barbara
Sorry, I forgot
Walters.
about Barbara.
Elvis Presley's Presley.
Lisa Presley.
Yeah, Lisa Presley.
Do you know, interestingly about that, apparently they said she flitted away of the $100 million that he left her, and apparently she was $16 million in debt. I thought to myself, how does somebody like?
Well, the thing is, when you start living a certain lifestyle, that money goes quick, innit? I mean, if they was living this poor lifestyle like the rest of us, they'd lost on it their whole life.
Oh,
And
rest in
a whole
peace.
bunch of other people died as well, but they've slipped my mind. But rest in peace. But anyway, good.
Rest in peace.
But yeah, a lot of people have been sentenced to prison or have been found guilty.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Tory's been found guilty. Were you shocked by the verdict?
Yes, in the sense of not because I think he's particularly innocent, because I felt like the evidence, the witnesses, everything I felt like that was presented from both sides was so conflicting and contradictory. It was unclear to settle anywhere of where any of it made sense. I thought it was going to go to a mistrial, really, honestly.
Do you know, honestly, I genuinely thought it was going to be a mistrial just because the bodyguard not showing up, all of the shenanigans with Kelsey, because it felt so like, it didn't feel like there was going to be a clear direction that it was going to move in either way. I thought it was going to be a mistrial. That is what I was shocked at. Not because I didn't think he did it. It's just because I was shocked. Then I was even more shocked by his daddy's antics. That really threw me off, his daddy's antics. But it'll be interesting to see how long he gets sentenced, whether or not they're going to try and quote unquote make an example out of him because he's a celeb, or like what. I don't know.
His sentences is in end of February or something like that.
I'm going to say 15 years. I think they're going to give him. Well, actually, do you know what? It's the American system. For all I know,
I think they're saying that the max that they're trying to give him is 20. So it's anything from that scale. Yeah, they're saying he could be facing up to 20 years.
20? Oh, yeah.
Well, you just said 40. So
no, but I was just like, do you know what I mean?
Well, let me tell you what you mean. It's up to 20, love. Oh, anyway, hold tight, him. All the best. I mean, all the best. Like literally, another person who's been sentenced. Well, they went guilty in their own verdict or whatever before the trial, and now their sentencing has happened. Is Jen Shah, obviously housewife of Salt Lake City. I mean, she already pleaded guilty from mid last year. I think her sentencing date has been pushed back this far, so I think we all knew she was guilty, so that's not even a thing. It's just the amount of time she was given. I think when they first arrested her, they said she was looking up to 50 years, so her sentencing on 6.5, it's not too bad. I don't think it's shabby at all.
That Jen Shah situation is just absolutely horrendous for me because one, obviously she was claiming her innocence for so long, and I kept saying, damn, if this woman is not innocent, she needs some sort of Grammy, Oscar. I think I even said
Golden
it on this
Globe.
pod because she's had me. Like, I'm believing her. I'm riding
I
with
believed her as well. Remember when I said, even when she went guilty, I said, someone's pressured her into it.
You kept saying someone pressured her.
She
I
was
said,
that.
read the
She
docket.
was that convincing.
And then
I did read the docket as well. Sad.
It's guilty, and then she did it, and she has done it. It's very clear that she was the mastermind behind it. And it's so bad because there's so many victims, so many people she hurt, and I hate it, but I still like her. I hate that.
But I think you like her as a housewife character.
Yeah, and you know, even kind of a little bit like a person of what I've seen, and or at least the narrative she's trying to put out, like, you know, does a lot for the Tongan community, you know, really loves her husband, her kids.
The scariest thing for me is because she was mildly feels strong. It wasn't that I was completely convinced that this person was innocent, but because of her behavior. So it wasn't her general acting. I mean, her acting was good, but it was also her general behavior that made me think, well, these aren't the acts of someone who's guilty. Like, you know, getting your mum to cash out on all her pension and put up her house. So to help you fight your case, get your mum $2 million out of money that your mum doesn't have, to then make merch that says free Jen Shah. Those aren't the acts of someone who's guilty. So to me, it's like, okay, well, she really is innocent then. And so I believed that. But now the fact that she was able to be so deceptive for so long or convincing, then even puts a question mark to even the person that she's shown us outside of this situation. How true is that when we've seen how she's been able to deceive? I'm not saying she's a deceiver, but I'm just it's questioning it.
It's just so scary because it's like, I'm wondering when she was drumming up all the emotions, all the things that she was doing in those scenes, it was clearly from fear of one being caught and that actually, dang, she might be going to prison for it. That's how I think she was able to bring the emotion to the surface.
Oh, absolutely.
Whatever narrative she was painting.
Absolutely.
But I genuinely think that she thought she wasn't going to get caught because there were so many other people. She's obviously at the top of the chain. She thinks there's so much more little fish before they get to her.
Little fish.
And then on top of the encrypted chat, the accounts in Kosovo. Yes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Just
and then only having everything in cash and I don't know. But like we said, it's been a crazy start to the year.
Yes. I mean, sorry, not to get down a prison wormhole at this point.
Where?
But where?
Medea.
We stay in it. Okay. We move. I feel like, not that my mind has been going prison crazy lately, because I feel like that's strong wording. I've recently got back into an old show that I used to watch called Love After Lockup.
Oh, here we go.
And basically, for those who don't know what Love After Lockup is, it's basically a show where people who have formed relationships with other people who are currently incarcerated, they basically wait for their incarcerated person to be freed from prison, and then the show follows their life with this person who's just come out of prison. Now, the thing is about Love After Lockup is the people who are free, it's not like this is their boyfriend that they were together with on the outside world and then their boyfriend went to prison and now we're going to see what their life is like when the boyfriend comes out of prison. No, these people have met their partners whilst the partner has been in prison.
Okay.
So usually when you're watching Love After Lockup, you are following the story of these two people meeting for the first time, trying to live together for the first time, work their relationship at the same time, whilst this other person has just become free from prison.
That's too much.
Hence why it's called Love After Lockup.
That's way too much. I'm just getting out of prison. I'm trying to get back to the woot, trying to figure out what's happening.
But usually then you need people that you can depend on.
Yes, fine. Okay, fair.
So,
I don't know.
I used to watch the show years ago, and then I took a break because honestly, guys, the antics were just too much.
I'll never forget that. Never mind.
One of the couples,
I think it was she was like trying to get married to this guy. It was this woman who was in prison, and she was taking the drugs and running away from him and all the stuff.
Yes,
I can't remember.
I know who you're talking about.
But you told me she's passed away now.
Yes, and I said that she's passed away. Oh my gosh, I cannot remember their names to save my life. But because I was literally just looking them up the other day,
begging her not.
Yeah, she was like a drug addict. She'd come out of prison. They were together, but honestly, their relationship was crazy. She stole money from him. Then she would go and take more drugs. Then she went and did this. Anyway, she ended up passing away of a drug addiction. She's not the only person to pass away from this show.
That's
several other people have passed, and most of the people that have passed away actually has been because of drug addiction, and that is fearful. Anyway, not say anyway to dismiss it that way. But what I mean is, so I used to watch the show years ago. I want to say that that guy's name starts with C, but just anyway, I thought it came to my mind again. Kevin Curtis.
Okay, sorry, let's go back.
Yeah, anyway, I'm gonna Google it because it's bothering me. But the point was, I used to watch it years ago because it was, but then I stopped watching it because it was just too much, basically. And so anyway, this season again, I've decided to start watching it. I don't know what took over me, but maybe it's all the prison talk with Jen and Tori that got me back into prison shows. But I decided, let me start watching Love After Lockup. And the couples they have on this show, it's just outrageous. But what I will say specifically is there's one specific couple called Monique and Derek, and people may have seen their clips are going viral on TikTok.
I've seen gone viral on Instagram as well.
Now, Monique is a BBW. Derek is a small petite man, a notorious drug dealer. He's very petite. Do you know what? From his pictures when she was first talking about him before he left prison, he looked small in frame, but I didn't realize he was small in height.
Okay, fine.
So when I saw him, I was like, oh, you are petite, boo. But anyway, they're out of prison. All their clips are going viral, blah, blah, blah. People have said a lot to say them. People are getting, a lot of, even celebrities are getting involved in their drama.
Arguing with them.
Arguing that Rolling Ray's in there, backing it.
Oh, damn, I said Rolling Ray's involved.
Basically, Funky Dineva, which is he's a media personality and talk show host. Well, I think they have their talk show. Yeah.
I'm not sure.
TGI Friday, I think it's called, on Fox Soul. He's this American guy and he reviews a lot of TV shows, blah, blah, blah. He basically said that Derek doesn't really love Monique. He's with Monique because she,
he likes to think that
she likes all the money and everything like that.
Off him. But does she have money like that, or is it just like money in relative to somebody who's been in prison with no money?
It's money in relative, and this is the biggest thing, and I want to get into this as well. But just to quickly stay on the funky thing to tell you with Rolling Ray. So Funky basically said that Derek doesn't really like Monique. In real life, he would have never looked at her, blah, blah, blah. Monique said, why are people so upset at BBWs finding love? You think big women can't find love? Anyway, Funky Dineva's there going in and back with her. Rolling Ray gets involved now and is basically like coming at Funky Dineva, just really just crazy. They will go back and forth on the internet.
Rolling Ray wants a moment.
But I think his defense of Monique did make sense, because the thing is, a lot of people's comments on their relationship, I think, is rooted in the fact that they don't see big women as desirable.
That is true.
That's why they're like, oh, he would never go for her. He only wants her for the money.
Must be something.
There must be something. Something
there has
matter.
To be,
yeah. So
rather than him genuinely
wanting
to be with her.
But what you'll find in these relationships is the person who's free, to say is free, it's not that they have lots of money, but they have money in relative to the person that's in prison.
Yeah, and that gives them power and leverage over the person and control.
And that's the biggest thing.
There we go.
That's what I want to talk to you about. Because it's like, I was thinking to myself as I'm watching the show and it follows like 6 couples at a time or whatever, I started to think it takes, for me, I think it's a certain type of personality, I would think, or person, to specifically seek out a partner who is incarcerated. Someone you've never met before a day in your life, you're looking to fall in love, and you specifically seek out someone who is incarcerated.
Yeah, because they're in a vulnerable position.
And that's the play on that, because it's not that people who are incarcerated or in prison don't deserve love, and they've got a lot of time in their hands. So really, dating apps and talking up the things,
the letters, everything,
perfect for them. But the people who are free, to me, it's a bit of a red flag, because it's like, what made you go, rah, I'm not going to sign up on Hinge, but I am going to sign up on prisonpenpal.com? Like, what's the difference there?
Do you know, that's actually quite true. That is very true. And that's not to say prisoners don't deserve love, because honestly, I do think prisoners do deserve love. However, if you are actively seeking a partner who's in prison, it's not like you're trying to hold them down and it's someone you've been with beforehand, you've invested time with. But if you're actively seeking a partner who's in prison, then that is slightly strange. It's very strange, considering there are a lot of available partners in your immediate vicinity. Like, why would you choose somebody who is unavailable to you in so many different ways? And then when they come out of prison, a large part of it, okay, the first few days might be like honeymoon periods of, oh great, they're out of prison and you lot are spending time together, whatever. But the reality situation is then sets in the reality that they need to pick up the pieces of their life. So like, where I don't get it,
because they have to start their life all over again,
and that's tough. That's tough.
It's tough, and that's what it's like. Is that's what I was thinking, because it's not to judge the people on the show, but it's like, what brought you to this point? Because as you said, why would you choose someone who's unavailable to you in so many ways?
It doesn't make sense.
And you've actively sought out. And I do think a lot of it is about control.
Oh, it's all about control.
When I used to watch the show, and to even watching the show now, what you will see is the free partner, I hate to even say free, is always exerting some sort of control over the person who's just come from prison.
It gives them entitlement over the person.
Oh my gosh. Because, for example, with Monique and Derek, to say, Monique has, first of all, she has bought him a whole new wardrobe, spending grands down.
Damn.
Once he gets into the hotel with her and they goes to dinner, this man is in Gucci from the head to the flip flops.
Damn.
This man is in designer.
She Gucci in her, man.
But she's bought him so much clothes. She also bought him a new iPhone. But
Oh, lush.
on the iPhone, she has set up for his messages and his calls to go to her.
No.
And she's also
That is
already
abusive.
pre-shared his location with her, so she can always have his location.
That is awful.
She's also bought cameras that she's putting in his grandmother's house where he's paroling to, so she can also keep a tab on
If
him.
somebody did this, we would call this like stalking. This
Harassment.
is like harassment. This is like abuse. This is what makes her think that she can do that. That is horrendous.
And that's what my point is. It's like, I get you. Her reasoning for it is so she can keep tabs on what he's doing, and that also so she can make sure that he doesn't do anything that he shouldn't be doing
He's
under
an
bad
adult.
influence. And the point of the matter is, I think there's a way to want to support someone who, I guess, who's come from prison in a way that isn't taking all their choice away and control. And I just find, and so when you're talking about, that type of person exert control, because that's what we're watching. And I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, is this the relationship that you want? Is this truly the love of your life, with you controlling every move they make? Every move they make. Every move. And they're almost indebted to you because, for example, with the Monique and Derek situation, not to be so specific about them, it's like, I think they've been talking for 3 years while he's in prison. So she's been putting money on his books. She's been doing this, whatever. She's really been supporting him. So maybe it's kind of that thing like, well, I've put this bread up, so now you're mine. Like, maybe that's what the situation is. And she also doesn't want his family around that much. It's strange.
That is red flags of an abuser. Alienation and isolation.
Well, she says it's because the family haven't been there for him the way that she has been this last.
Okay,
years.
so what? Give them time to redeem themselves. If that's true, that's his family. They're allowed to redeem themselves. People are allowed to make mistakes and then change it. Who's she to be the judge and the jury?
The only thing is,
I don't want to go against
her and the family have been arguing.
I'm not surprised.
They've been arguing from the moment they met to even like last week on the internet, child. They're arguing.
Oh God, I hate when people fight.
Oh, therefore, I hate it. But yeah, so the point of, so for me, it's like, how has this become a thing? And not only is it become a thing on TV with Love After Lockup, it's now like a TikTok trend. I think I told you the other day, like, my TikTok feed is full of so many like #prison wives. That's like the thing. Because what you can do now, basically, this is what the inmates, I know all the nerd because I've been on the deep.
Clearly.
What prisoners can do now is they can talk on something called JPay, right? JPay is
You've explained what JPay is before. Remember when you wanted to get the prison pen pal?
I didn't want to get a prison pen pal. I was working on a project that involved prison pen palery.
Oh yes, sorry. I forgot. Go on, sorry.
Thank you very much. And we're not talking about it any further on this podcast. But anyway, so you got JPay, but to explain it to the people, because they've never listened to JPay.
Okay, I thought you. Okay, go on. JPay.
No, because that wasn't a thing that wasn't an episode that we released. Breaking the fourth wall.
JPay.
Yeah,
what's JPay?
I could have sworn, but I didn't because I'm not a swearer.
Tell us what JPay.
Okay, anyway, so JPay basically is, I almost want to call it like the WhatsApp of prison, basically. But what the inmates can, so you have to get the person's JPay number, you can talk to them. But what the person does basically on TikTok is they can send a little video to introduce themselves and like who they're looking to talk to. So it could be like, if I was doing a JPay, hi, I'm Anissa, I'm from London, I'm looking to talk with someone who's positive, good vibes and fun. Whilst I'm in prison, I'm just really working on myself and going to classes, and hopefully I can meet someone that I can really build with and have a great rapport. That's literally what the videos are like.
Great video.
Thank you. You'd sign up to my JPay?
No.
That is rude. So that is basically what it's like, a little advert thing. So on TikTok, you can, if you do like the #JPay, you can see all the different inmates, pick the one you want, and then start prison pen paling. Anyway, enough people on TikTok have become #prison wives and hitting the prison pen palery. I've seen.
Who are we to stop people from love?
We aren't anyone to stop people from love, but I think, again, I just question those people's intention. I don't question the inmate. I feel like they're doing everything they should absolutely do. I'm questioning the intention of the three people. That's it.
Well, do you know what? It's like, to me, it's a bit like 90 Day Fiance.
Very much so.
It's giving me very much Daniel, Mohammed, Nicole and Aziz, basically. It's giving me very much that Michael and Angela. There is always a person who is more privileged, like basically controlling and taking advantage of the poor vulnerable person, although I'm sure the vulnerable person is also in on it for whatever they feel like they can get.
Did you hear that Michael cheated on Angela?
What?
Oh, I was thinking some 90 Day Fiance tea. Again, I saw this on TikTok. Michael cheated on Angela.
With who?
I don't know, because it's not revealed during the season. I think it's revealed during their reunion. And it's a clip on TikTok, and Angela is crying at the reunion in her hands on her face as Michael's trying to explain his cheaterization.
Well, I'm not. Okay.
And what I did was that made me wonder, where is Nicole and Azan? Are they still together? Because they never came back on the show. I can't find any recollection of them, or recollection. I can't find any reference to them, or if they're still together. And I really need to know, because she was really going. Where was he from? Morocco? Or
Yeah, I think he's from
She was
Morocco.
really going up there, doing up the things, and I felt like
She
I felt
got
like
brought her
he was
daughter
really
there,
taking.
remember?
Yeah, I feel like he was really taking off. He had no intention, boo. But that's that. But I used to love 90 Day Fiance. Danielle and Mohammed were the originals for me, and George and Anfisa.
Danielle was so abusive. She was like horrendous, like absolutely horrendous.
Well, you don't think Mohammed's intentions were completely pure?
No, I don't. I think both of them were absolutely maniacs, but I think Danielle, sorry, she milked the whole I'm this poor old American woman victim thing, when it's like, no, girl, like you were doing up madness, madness, and you continue to, even when you were divorcing, showing up to find him. Why? You're not together anymore, babe.
Yeah, that
Relax.
was scary.
But anyway, my point is, there's these types of people who tend to go for people who are largely unavailable for them, for power, control, and to leverage that. And to me, it's like, love is love. And if you find love anywhere,
Oh, that's very
great.
true. Yeah, I'm with that.
However, if you're seeking particular arrangements so that you can control somebody, it's absolutely mad.
I'm with you. Yeah, because I mean, I'm not passing judgment on any of the Love After Lockup or the 90 Day Fiance people. I think it's just a question in the air of, do you have to be a particular type of person to seek out someone who is unavailable to you to find love?
Catfish, isn't it?
It's like catfish, and
it's so sad, because this makes me feel sad as well, moving from one thing to the next, on like so many people who want to be in love, but like keep picking unavailable people to them, involved in these crazy ass relationships.
But catfish,
and a lot of it doesn't work out. That's sad.
That is very true. But with the catfish thing, in the beginning, they don't know these people are unavailable to them. Do you understand what I'm talking about?
In the beginning, yes, that's true.
It's
However,
only when it continues.
When you can't FaceTime, when you can't meet up with them in person, the often games they like to pull, like someone's dead or they've died. Or
that is I hate when they do that.
It's not funny. It's actually horrible. Is Catfish still a show?
Yeah, it's still a show, and it's being hosted by Cammy and Neve. I really love Cammy. Oh, I love her. She got some big deal to develop her own shows. I don't know if it's with Paramount. I can't remember who it was. She announced the other day.
I'm just saying, like,
Cammy, I love her. And they got the UK version with Nella Rose. It's still going strong.
Lovely. I was about to say, I'm kind of over the show because I already know what it's going to be.
So you think, not that you're not because you're about to be married, but there's no way in this world that you would ever be able to be catfished?
I wouldn't say there's no way in this world I'd ever be catfish, because if I am in a very down and out, depressed and vulnerable state.
Why did you look at me when you said that?
No, I'm just looking at you.
No, it's just that I could tell.
Very down, depressed, vulnerable state. I'm feeling very lonely, feeling very insecure.
It's not funny.
Feeling like there's no hope for me. And I don't know, someone comes along and they're texting me, supporting me, then maybe. Because often, every time you watch a show, it tends to be like that. Something happened to me and I was in a bad space and this person felt like they were the only person I could talk to. That's how they get in. So I can't say that can never be me. However, what I can say is the way that I'm set up, I do not talk to random people, not on the street, not on the internet, nowhere, no how. I don't talk to nobody, even the people that you do that fake pleasantries with. If I don't know you, I do not know you, and I'm very clear on that. So
Well,
I don't think
I
so.
do hear you on that, but the thing is, actually, now that add to your point, I think I actually agree with your initial point of like the catfish people probably do get into it, because I've seen how anyone in a vulnerable position, if they met someone on the internet who's giving them lots of attention, how you'd get wrapped up in conversation and I would enjoy that. So that's achieved anybody. That could end up to be with anyone. However, I think that anybody can say, you know what, something in the milk ain't clean. They know it, they're just choosing not to act on it.
Oh, what, so ignore it?
Yeah. It's just an ignore situation. It's not that this is blind, that I can't believe this isn't the person I've been talking to. It's just, you know what, I wasn't really bothered to really act on it now. I'm acting on it now, and rah, you really aren't who you are.
Well, do you know what's so crazy? Because it's like, whenever like the whole catfish situation stuff like that, they'll be like, oh yeah, and I saw the picture of them and they look so amazing, and you know, I just fell in love with the way that they looked, and they this and this and this. And I think either I'm not looking at the right pictures or something, but I don't get it.
Well, everyone has
Like,
different
I don't
taste.
get it.
So what's
I
hot to
don't.
them is different.
I just do not. As in, like, I don't get like how I would see a picture of a person, think they're so attractive, and then fall down this rabbit hole. I don't get that. Not that the people are not attractive, because often the catfish are using the pictures of the like what people would class as the most attractive people.
Yeah, that's true. The thing is, the only thing is,
Games of
I
love
don't
is
think.
hard.
Oh, very hard. I don't think I'll ever be catfished. I just don't think I would. Especially if I feel like I'm a meet in a person kind of chica.
I
You
don't
know?
trust anybody, so I ain't meeting no one off no damn internet.
Yeah, the thing is, I just feel like people, not that I know for certain, but meeting someone on the internet who I don't even like, for example, and we have no mutual friends, and I can't ask that mutual person, rah, what's this person like? To me, it's like it just screams serial killer. But the only thing I don't think I'll ever be catfished, and I have never catfished anyone. Although I do feel like sometimes my actual pictures don't exactly look like me. Not that they're filtered or anything, but I think I could look I think I can look so different in so many different looks that sometimes I don't have a consistent look. But anyway, the point that I'm making is I would love, and this is like a guilty pleasure of mine, well, not a guilty pleasure, but a little secret in my mind. I would love if somebody used my pictures so that they could catfish someone. I would love it. I would actually love if someone used my pictures so that they could catfish someone with. Because you know what that's basically saying? Like, that they think your pictures are very good looking, and obviously this other person thinks your pictures, it's very vain. It's very vain. Think they're good looking, think, you know what? This is a hot girl. I'm gonna use her pictures. Her pictures are so cute. And then somebody falls in love just for my pictures. And they don't even know me. I love it.
We have two different takes on that. I think it's one of the most dangerous things in the world. No.
Obviously, I wouldn't encourage catfishing, but there would be a small part of me that might be flattered, like, right, you used my pictures. Just it's just like a little guilty thought. You're telling me you wouldn't be slightly flattered.
Listen to me. Anybody out there, do not use her pictures because we look alike. Well, obviously twins. Do not do that. I do not subscribe to this notion, nor will I think it's cute or a little flattering or any capacity. So do you not dare use her pictures that look like me. I don't want it. I don't want to be involved in any of the shenanigans. Point blank.
Ask me a quick question though. Have you ever seen one of the pictures that I've taken and thought, right, you know what? I'd use this picture as me.
Never. We don't look alike in pictures.
Again, and that's why I told you I photograph so differently at times. But there's been a few of your pictures where I thought to myself, you know what? One day if I don't have a cute picture, I'm gonna take this picture. She looked good hair, and I'll use that as my display pic, just as a general like my social medias. Because we look alike. So I just think, why can't I?
Talking about love. Love Island is back.
Ooh.
When does it come on? Sorry, actually, tell me the date, because Mo keeps asking me and I have no
It's coming on this. So when this airs, it would have come on yesterday.
Oh.
There you go. See, look at me.
I can't work out the maths, but that tells me soon.
2 days, ho. Use your maths.
I thought it usually starts on a Sunday.
No, I think it starts on a Monday. No, it starts on a Monday because it starts on the 16th.
Monday's the 16th. No, it's not.
Yes, it
Oh, no,
is.
it is.
Were you about to get gangster on me? Let me hush you down,
So
honey.
that means now that Love Island's on, you have to expect a Love Island recap from us.
Oh my gosh,
I
of
feel
course.
bad, but you gotta expect it. Okay, what are you expecting this season of Love Island?
Okay, well, I'll tell you what I'm excited about first is
Go
that
on.
Maya Jama is hosting. I'm actually excited about that because I think for years people have screamed, give us someone, give us someone. And I liked Caroline. I didn't connect with whatever my girl's name was. I don't even know what's her name.
Laura Whitmore, I think.
No offense to
Is that her
Laura.
name? I'm
I-
going to say.
Well,
I get it
what?
confused with
No
someone.
offense to my girl. Me and her just didn't connect, and that's just a weird way. And the thing is, the presenter role is actually the least role in that show. It doesn't actually require that much. But Laura, she just wasn't ever convincing for me. So that's why it's like I'm excited for new energy with Maya. I'm excited to see after the last season we had. I'm excited to see what these people bring, and I'm excited to see if they've remodeled this South African villa from the last winter.
The host thing I'm not fussed about. I don't really care, to be honest. I have to genuinely be honest. Just because I just think there's no British hosts out there that I think all of them bang. So like even when Caroline was on it, I wasn't like this is the best person for the job. Like I just genuinely I'm okay. This season of Love Island, I definitely hope they remodel the villa because the last one I did not like the setup of the South.
It was like an
African villa.
upstairs, downstairs, which I didn't really like, but yeah.
That didn't work for me. The second thing, I hope that we get some genuine people in there and people who are not looking for pretty little deals. I'm begging, but I'm not gonna hold my breath. I pray, it's such a thing. I pray for diversity, and then also I feel very because I just don't want to watch another season. Although last season it wasn't that bad, thank God. But
Wasn't that bad? I felt like it was non-existent.
It was
I
non-existent.
didn't have to be in turmoil for India.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I just can't watch another season watching my black women just not be valued the way that they are just because it's not a diverse enough cast. And I understand that when these people go on, they say, "Oh, anyone's my type," but that's the lie. They're not.
Oh,
everyone's
always
your
a lie.
type.
Because then when the girls start coming, you all of randomly become super specific about this type.
Thank you. Become very specific. And so I'm just praying that after last season I don't want to go back to where we were because honestly, the pain, it's just too painful. It's too painful.
That's why I was glad last year we had a pain-free year. Like India was with Ikenna, she wasn't really feeling him. Then she left to go to Dami. Then Deji, that other one came in. That the rapper came in that briefly tried to steal her from Dami.
Remy?
Yeah, she didn't want him. Then Deji came. So what we got to see was India got to have lots of options. She had a great experience, and I think even as black women, you just kind of had a bit of an exhale because you didn't have to watch it so tensely of watching the black girl get rejected. You got to see real love play out, and it was
we had to watch Danica get rejected time and time again, and that was hurtful. Not hurtful, but I felt bad. I did feel bad.
I felt bad for Danica. The tough thing is, I guess I didn't identify with her as much as I identified with India. So that's why I wasn't really all in on her journey. I could have felt, as a general human, I felt bad. But it wasn't like I was clenched for her. That's just the reality.
That is true. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, how do you feel about the Instagrams being taken?
Oh, I don't like that.
Oh.
I don't like it.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest. I understand. Stop the bullying. But sorry, Lisa just gave me a wink.
I'm just looking at you because it's I felt like we were an infomercial.
That's I turned direct to cam.
Go straight to the camera. Go on. Sorry.
I get it. However, people are going to write horrible things about these people, whether they can at them or not. That's the reality of the situation. And not only is that the reality of the situation, I feel like it's also slightly damaging to contestants following and stuff. I feel like when they have super engaged social media accounts and stuff like that, it helps to engage the audience more and also raise the person's following and their relevance. Their family get to do a lot of campaign work, or even when it's you have to vote for someone, the family will remind you vote for India, this is the code, don't forget.
Yes, that is
and it's
true. That is true.
Now all of that is going to be left to the wayside. All of
that is true. That's true. I agree with that. And I definitely agree with that. I understand in terms of the safeguarding. I completely get it. And I'm glad that they're doing more to try and protect these individuals, because genuinely they do, because the public is so horrible. But the public just need to do better, because my thing is, the moment that they come out and they reactivate those Instagrams, there's nothing that people can do, as in there's nothing that Love Island can do to stop people being hateful, racist, sexist, whatever it is, because they're going to still be like that, because people are just awful people.
Do you think a compromise would have been that they still were allowed to post, but they just had to turn the comments off?
Oh, I think that would have been a good compromise.
Because then the account can still have some engagement, but it takes the comments away that Love Island so badly wanted away.
Do you know what? Maybe. Let's see if they're going to do that. Maybe
Well, I don't think they're going to do that, but I'm saying that's what they should have done as a workaround.
You never know what they're going to do. But I'm hoping for this Love Island to be good.
Yes.
Last winter Love Island, I didn't invest.
Oh my
I didn't
gosh,
care
I think I
at
stopped
all.
watching after the first week and a half, possibly.
Yeah.
It was a no. So
Not
unfortunately,
into
Winter Love Island has a bad legacy. So, and I think that was the season, in the middle of the season. Then Caroline died. Unfortunately, it was just not good. So it's like this season, winter, it really has to do well. Otherwise, please just stick to summer. I also think the fact that we're gonna have 2 this year is already too much. But we'll see.
I agree with that. However, because it's the winter and things are a little bit slow, I need something to watch.
watch.
So what the hell am I going to do but watch it?
But
Watch it and complain.
But won't it be horrible if the show's so bad that you have to stop watching and then you're left doing nothing in the winter?
Go back to the streaming services looking for something to watch. Looking for something.
Do you know, I've been trying to watch the last couple of days, but I can't because the series aren't available. I hate to keep, because this really don't want to be on a prison thing, but I'm trying to watch the other seasons of 60 Days In, but Amazon won't let me access it. It's so freaking annoying. But I've been looking for something desperately to watch on the streamings. Are you watching anything good that you can recommend?
No, the Kaleidoscope thing was okay. I think some people have watched it. You know, you can watch it in any order, in any color, whatever. But
Does
honestly,
it really fit to the story?
Mimi face. I wasn't really sold. I don't know. To be fair, at the moment I'm just rewatching a lot of RuPaul's Drag Race, because there really isn't much to watch. So I'm just rewatching. So I guess Love Island will be it to watch.
Yeah.
Do you know what I've listened to 5 times today? Not the full song, just the small clips of listening to different times of Jessica Simpson performing With You.
I can let my head down. I can do anything crazy. And
I said I've never seen, and look, I did
before
it.
I hit the ground.
Yeah.
It's nothing but a t-shirt.
I don't know how it popped up on my Instagram thing, but it just did. And I got down a Jessica Simpson rabbit hole. And I was thinking to myself, is Jessica Simpson pop or is she country? And the only reason why I thought to myself, is she really pop? Because she didn't dance, she didn't shimmy. And in all of these performance clips that I saw, it's not like she was wearing performance outfits. It looked like she was going to the shop. So I thought, is that, no, I'm not saying that country people do that, but I'm just saying like country music, when they perform, they're not doing the fandanglement. So, do you know what I mean? So to me, that's what Jessica Simpson was giving, because she weren't giving pop, pop, pop princess.
But you know what? You say that. The other day, didn't you see that viral picture of that country star who's wearing them leggings and she had a big old fatty and she went viral?
I don't know what those
This country star, I don't even know her name. She went viral performing on stage with her guitar, but she was in them leggings and that ass was thickly fat. Okay? It was fat. But that's what made you think a country star. I thought you would have said her song, These Boots Are Made for Walking, is what made you think she was a country star.
Oh, damn.
You didn't think
I didn't think about that. She definitely is country then. I'm convinced. What's her name? Jessica Simpson. Jessica Simpson is definitely country for me.
Well, she's not country for me because none of her songs were actually country music.
With you, to me, the way she was singing it in these clips was very country style, country-esque.
I think that's just the way she sings. But she was very much meant to be a pop star. It was out of the Britney, Christina, blonde hair, baby girl factory.
She was a very low stakes pop star.
I think her popularity is obviously when she got married to Nick and they had that,
that is
newlywed
what
show
proved it.
and
Because
everything like that.
genuinely, no choreo, no dancers, no
No,
nothing.
the boots are made for walking. She had a bit of choreo.
Oh, maybe. Do you know? I don't know her catalog. I just know that she was successful in her Weight Watchers
Yeah,
and
I
the
know
brands.
clearly a lot of catalog.
Weight Watchers brands.
And she's got she's got some business that's $1 billion business. Do you know that? It sells like everything. I think like clothes, shoes, homeware. It's this. She's got a whole empire.
Not to hate on Jessica Simpson, because really not to, but it's just
maybe she resonated with all the
fan
country
base.
people.
Well, listen, the country music genre as a whole, then people are making a lot of money,
a lot of
money.
dosh.
So whether or not Jessica Simpson is country or she's not country music, I just wouldn't look at it as pop.
Well, she's a pop star, or was a pop star. And what's crazy is that song came on shuffle on my Apple Music the other day.
Oh my gosh, what the hell's going on? Who's trying to plug Jessica Simpson this last week?
Let me tell you one thing. I loved it because I love that song. But what I saw interestingly on TikTok, everything is on TikTok. That's what I spend.
Oh my gosh, you spend a lot of time on it. I'm so glad that I don't use the app. I'm one of the last people standing strong. I
don't know why you don't.
Because I don't have time for it. It's too.
There's nothing to do where it takes your time and it's.
I'm with Nini. I'm old school, honey. So go on.
Don't, because you know Nini hates the word old or elder leaks.
Elder Whyte.
Elder Whyte. That's what
they call me. Elder Whyte.
That sounds like a drink or something.
It
Elder
does,
Whyte.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
Oh, it's because of the elderflower. Anyway, yeah. So they were basically saying, I don't know how true this is, and to be fair, I only watched the first 5 seconds, so really don't believe any word of what I'm saying.
I'm not going to.
I'm literally repeating what I've just heard. Is that Tommy Mottola, Mariah Carey's ex-husband, kind of used Jessica Simpson and Jennifer Lopez to try to take Mariah down. So the Jennifer Lopez thing, though, I think Mariah has spoken to that, or that's a part of the reason why she doesn't like Jennifer. But the Jessica Simpson thing is random. I don't know how this TikToker had put that information together. When I actually pay that attention, guys, I can break some more information out. But those were all the Jessica Simpson tidbits I can give you, child.
Can I say, both that is so random to me, just because whatever J-Lo does and whatever Jessica does is nothing in comparison to what like Mariah did. Like, they're all so different.
Oh, absolutely.
Would I consider Mariah a pop star?
None of them have the vocal range.
Maybe would you consider Mariah a pop star?
The thing
R&B
about
pop,
the thing
rock.
It's together, because the thing about pop, it's just short for popular music. So it's whatever the sound is popular at the time. So you are a pop star.
Jessica was a country star.
Because she was a country star. She was not a country music. I'm gonna Google this.
I don't know why I've got
the thing is, you think she's a country star because of whatever live performance you saw. You have no other facts apart from the country star.
Zero. And because I think she might be Southern, or is she? No, maybe she's not. Maybe I think I've got that wrong. Anyway, you said you don't know what they are absolutely not, honey.
And Jennifer likes to dance.
Jennifer is a dancer by trade. That's what I'm saying. J-Lo, the triple threat, although people want to feel like she's not, she is a triple threat.
Oh, J-Lo. Do you know what?
What?
Jessica Simpson, her type of music she does is pop dance, pop R&B.
R&B?
You didn't let me finish. Pop dance, pop R&B, and country pop. She does all 3 pops.
I knew she was country,
but I also told you she did pop.
Well, apparently she does R&B. Please,
maybe that's what she was trying to take down Mariah. Allegedly, according to TikTok. I don't know. That would make sense, no?
I need to know what Jessica's R&B track. I need to know. I
don't know if is Texas the country?
The States.
No, like, would you class that as a country music? But,
yeah, of course.
Nashville, right? Yeah. Okay, she's from Texas, but she's not from Nashville.
Well, she's still country.
I mean, Megan Thee Stallion's from Houston, but we don't call her a country rapper. I don't know what we're talking
You call
about.
Nelly a country grammar rapper,
but you don't call Beyonce a country singer. Is she from the Houston?
But no. But she was dancing pop.
Oh, even that Kelly Rowland. Oh gosh. We've had a whole thing about Kelly Rowland today.
See, look at that full circle moment. Because we talk about Beyonce and Kelly Rowland's from Houston. Guys, let me tell you very quickly.
Oh my gosh.
This
Oh
morning,
my god.
this morning, I woke up. The first thing I did after reading my Bible verse of the day was I text Anissa just to check. We're related to Kelly Rowland, right? This girl FaceTimes me. She wants me to show her my surroundings because she thinks I've been kidnapped or put up to tell her to text her this. But it's because I had such a vivid dream. So vivid, it's still very real to me, that we were at a wedding with Kelly Rowland, and Kelly Rowland was like our family.
Mm-hmm.
And then I fall in and out of my sleep all night. And so when I'd come out of my sleep one part of the night, I started to think in my mind, oh yeah, actually I feel like I remember my mum talking about Kelly on her dad's side, like she was a distant relative. And then in my dreams it was like we were talking about, yeah, like Kelly's part of the family, no wonder why we used to like her a lot when we were children, like because Kelly's family, we just don't talk about it that much. So this was all that had been gone on. So when I would really properly awoken, I was like, yeah, I know this feels real and that Kelly is a part of our family, but I need to just check this. So I text Anna. Alicia is telling me she's worried for me. She needs me to.
Worried, honey.
She basically needs to get help because, guys, the end of the conclusion is Kelly Rowland isn't related to us. I mean, Anna's first point was Kelly isn't even Jamaican, and I said, "How did you know that?" I googled it, and there's an article that said Kelly says she likes beef base, and I was like, oh, "This is it."
Gosh.
But the point of the story is, guys, we aren't related to Kelly Rowland, but she is a Houston hottie singer who could have been a.
Of course, we're not related to no Kelly.
But Kelly. But you know what? Even saying that, and me even saying it out now, I am not related to Kelly Rowland. I don't know if I believe that completely because of how vivid the dream was.
I'm not. I can't. I said to you on the phone that I just don't want to talk about it anymore. I can't entertain it, and my sentiments still stand. My sentiments still stand.
Hilarious. Well, we've been on a bit of a love theme today, so I've got a love hypothetical for you.
Go on.
Well, actually, it's not love hypothetical, but it's a love opinion. Maybe hypothetical. Hold on, so I'm just pulling up upon the internet. Okay, so someone tweeted at Father Ads. If a man ain't cuffed you after 4 to 6 months, I promise you he's never cuffing you. Not a single chance. Full stop. And so obviously it was a lot of comments of, okay, do people believe this? I mean, what's your thoughts? If a man hasn't committed to you in an actual relationship or whatever after 4 to 6 months, do you think there's still a possibility that he could?
I'm only
tell us as engaged woman does.
I thought you were about to say it's Elder Leaks.
Oh, Elder Whyte. Come on, Elder Whyte.
Elder Whyte.
Elder Whyte.
Elder Whyte. I'm going to say, wait, what did you say? Do I agree?
Do you think if a man hasn't committed to you after 4 to 6 months, he never will?
I think he never will. And let me tell you why. Because from what I've seen, not saying this hasn't actually happened to me personally, but I would say from watching and observing other people, they're always like, oh, but we're taking it slow. We're taking it slow, or they don't want to do labels, or the person isn't ready for the commitment. So, they're just going along for the get along. I have never seen it work out. And then even if, let's say they continued on and it's been a year and a half, whatever, then they finally decide to take it seriously. I've never seen it work out. I tend to see it riddled with problems, on and off, breaking up, getting back together, whatever. I've just not seen a success story. So maybe I haven't seen that black swan, but those of you who know the
I have
of the
no,
black
I
swan,
don't. So that's why I'm like,
I'm not going to get philosophical, but those of you who know,
which I'm actually just don't know.
I think there might be a large proportion that don't. Anyway. What I was going to say
just now.
Anyway, I haven't ever seen it work out, so I'm just going to say no. I just haven't seen it. What do you think?
Yeah, it's a tough one. And it's not even because I haven't seen it work out. I think the longer that you sometimes, the thing is, you need to get to know someone, especially if you're committing to them.
Absolutely.
So take the time you need. And I don't think anybody should be rushed in trying to get to know someone.
Absolutely.
However, there is a deadline to a certain point when
you know enough about the person to make a decision if you want to continue to spend time with them and progress the things in your situation. The issue is, I feel like when people move past that deadline, whatever that time is for them, what then happens is people start having feelings, because every human has feelings. If you start spending a quality amount of time
start
being
sharing your
intimate
life
with
with
someone,
people.
you're going to start having feelings. Then what happens is you start to feel entitlement of someone in a relationship, but your situation is not in the boundaries of a relationship. So what that does is that causes argument.
Conflict.
This person's feelings are hurt, that other person's feelings are hurt. You've done so much like damage to one another. Like, you've calloused each other so much, like with all the hurt. Calloused, big word. You've calloused the person so much, like you've put so much like scars on the person. By the time it comes to even get into a relationship, you guys have already done so much to each other to now get to this point. It's like, you're doing too much work, I think, to almost get into boyfriend and girlfriend. This work needs to be done to get into marriage. Like, boyfriend and girlfriend is like baby food compared to marriage.
Yeah, but that's the thing I don't get, because the reality situation is, oh, you need to get to know someone. Yes, you do need to get to know someone, but the reality situation is you ain't gonna ever know someone 100%.
Never, ever.
Especially when you're in a relationship, you're growing with the person, you're doing things with the person, you're getting to know different sides of them. If you're waiting to see every single side of them, you will die before you will ever be together. I'm sorry, that's just the
even
truth.
if you die or they die, you still wait.
You still don't know. Oh,
how about that?
Okay.
Ding ding.
I just think that something about it it's like either you're in it or you're not. Like, you're right, there's a deadline. It's like, to
it gets
me,
to a point.
whether it's a formal deadline or whatever, there is going to be a natural turn, whereas, okay, are we together or are we not? But what happens is, because a lot of people, and what I find a lot is, especially from the woman's point, is the woman's so involved, she's invested so much. So I can't walk out on this investment now. I'm going to wait for him to be ready. I'm going to wait for him to X, Y, and Z and say we can be together. And to me, setting up a relationship on that narrative, you're waiting for him to finally like give in to whatever you want, to give in to actually be in a relationship, to commit with you. Everything is on his whim, or everything's on the partner's partner's terms to be ready. I do not think that's a good way to start a relationship. When you're starting a relationship, both of you should want to do it. Both of you, you shouldn't be forcing anybody. So if he's not ready and he doesn't want to, or she doesn't want to, and they can't give you any timeline, or everything's so fuzzy for them and they need X, Y, and Z before X, Y, and Z happens, please leave. Save yourself the heartache.
If there's that uncertain, that's the answer. The uncertainty is the no.
Oh yeah. The uncertainty is the no.
Like that is very clear.
Because a yes is a yes.
A yes
Always.
is a yes. A yes is a yes. But people will there will be a million ways to tell you no and one way to tell you yes. That's literally it. That's literally it. And what I will say to that is,
don't get stuck on the maybe.
And there's definitely a good point in that of, I do feel like there is a little bit of an off balance on that. You are right. It's always usually like the woman is waiting for the man to be ready and waiting for him to commit and waiting for and it gives so much like power almost to the men, and it's almost like, no offense, not to say they're not, but it's almost like the man is the prize and the woman has to like be begging and waiting for him.
She got to beg to be with
like
him.
beg and borrow and steal for this man.
It's like, and then he knows, or whoever the person's in power control knows that they are in charge of your emotions. They're in charge of you, so they know how to. And some people will manipulate that. And you're just there waiting, hoping, looking for any shred of hope and love, whatever. And like I said, I've only ever seen it go wrong. And those people still in those relationships, when they tell me about all the madness that's happening, I'm like, well,
we've been seeing it, girl.
Fam, this sounds about right.
The thing is, for me now, as a single person for myself, I am a general slow burn when I get to know people. Like
extra slow.
I'm an extra slow burn. So it's not even that. Well, okay, relax. It's not even that like. So when people say they need time to get to know people, I 100% get that, because that's exactly what I'm like. I'm an extreme slow burn. That's just what I am. However, there does get to a point where I think to myself, yeah, I know enough. No, thank you. Or I don't. Or you know what? I know enough. I'm intrigued. Like, you get to that point of your mind and you go yes or no. But what I will say to people is, when people tell you to go with the flow, when they tell you to wait and all this stuff, do not.
Please
Please
do
don't.
that.
I mean,
Don't do it.
like,
Not unless
my-
you really, really badly
Oh my
want
God.
to.
even then, no, because sometimes, because it's when you really badly want to is when the people are doing the most madness. Okay,
Okay,
so
that's
no,
fine.
thank you. I think my thoughts are on that now is like, whenever somebody needs more time and they need to figure themselves out, that's fine. Give them time and space. Hallelujah. Okay, let them do whatever it is that they need to do, and you do you, boo. And if it's meant to be, everything finds its way back to where it should be. But I don't know if I specifically agree with that man, the initial tweet, because I don't like saying never. Like there's like you
Yeah,
never.
I don't like
I
that.
don't
saying
like
that.
saying never. Anything can work out in whatever way it's meant to. I just think that if after a certain amount of time, this person that you are so vested in is still a question mark on you, well, that is the answer. Literally.
agree.
Is it like that movie 500 Days of Summer that you used to like?
I used to love
When
500 Days of
she
Summer.
was dating that guy and
She
he
was
wanted
iffy
more,
about
and he was
him.
iffy, and then she didn't believe in
And he was
marriage,
so heartbroken.
all
And
that
then
stuff.
then she found the one.
And was getting married, and he says to her, like, you told me you didn't believe in marriage, you didn't want commitment. And she literally simply says to
not
him,
with you.
everything that I wasn't sure of with you, I'm sure of with him. That's what she says to him.
That's crazy.
And that, I think sometimes that's as clear as it is, you know?
It is. Right, well, I've got our poor decision of the week to
Ooh,
let you people go.
yeah.
This is another Anna versus moment, because it's
Oh,
always
Anna
me versus
versus.
something. Can someone,
Honestly.
honey? It's me versus City Mapper. I do love City Mapper.
I love
Tells
City
me the
Mapper.
issues of the trains and the tubes and the strikes and the whatever it is that may be. How do I get to the bus stop? How do I walk this? And, you know, everything, absolutely everything. City Mapper, fab. However, today, City Mapper took me through the ghetto. Hold my bag, hold my purse, hold my coat, my belongings, and turn my ring around, because I was like, what the heck is going on? As I'm trailing through the rain, the dark, on the app, I was like, why the hell would City Mapper have me walking through the middle of the ghetto, like I described, or whatever, when I was just on the main road? You're telling me there's no other way to get here, and especially in this new unfamiliar area that I'm in, the City Mapper, you're bringing me to the ghetto. And I did see some suspicious people doing what I believe was suspicious things, and that made me have to put a haste in my step. And so I felt like the poor decision of, clearly, I shouldn't trust the City Mapper. And I know for a long time you've been telling me, don't do City Mapper when you're trying to walk somewhere. Do Google Maps. So the
Apple Maps.
Apple Maps. Oh, Apple Maps. I need to remember that. So the poor decision of the week is
to you.
It's to me. But also to City Mapper, that clearly was trying to play games with my life. Okay? Games.
Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Because you needed a check of life moment. I told you to stop using that City Mapper map when you're walking places.
So
And now
ghetto.
you was in the ghetto banshees. I don't know
The
why
ghetto
you're upset, because you are used to the ghettos and the slums, child. But I do.
Excuse me? What the hell? What the hell? What ghettos and slums am I used to? Okay, let's find where we're gonna find your socials.
So okay, guys. Make sure you, first of all, if you're watching this on YouTube, thank you so much, guys, because there's a lot of you guys that watch us on YouTube mainly. Can you please subscribe, like and comment. And then to find us on social media, you can find us on Instagram and TikTok at Poor Decision Show.
Mhm.
You can find us on Twitter at Poor Decisions UK.
And one day
I
I'll be
hate
able to
that
get all of it.
handle. Oh my gosh. And I think that's it. Oh, your social media handles.
You can find me at Licia Loves Food on Instagram.
And you can find me at Anisiograms. It isn't. That's my name,
I know,
Anisiograms.
but I felt like you were saying, okay.
And can you see, we got to the end of the episode, and the only name I changed to was Elder Whyte.
Blip, 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 honey.
Like
This one.
yeah.